enough of that. G'day, Gary and Frank. Looks like a lot of people slept in this evening or today. Hope you two guys are well. Oh, another one's just popped in. Hello. Welcome to the Wacky weekend. Happy grumpy old man day to you too. Creepy. I just told on the eight. G'day, Lehigh. How are you? Nice to have you here. What Gary's meant by that, for all the Australian fathers here and dads and whatnot and stepfathers and everything else, happy Father's Day to you. Hope your morning's been good and hopefully you didn't have to make your own breakfast in bed and all of that and had extra gifts. And if you played your cards right, you would have had your second lot of Father's Day gifts to you. Remember, the Americans had the Father's Day earlier in the year, and if you played your cards right, you would have had a present then, and now you would have had another lot of presents now. But anyway, hey Rick, how are you? I'm streaming in my training room at the moment. Hopefully, the Wi-Fi is going to hang out. You wouldn't dream of it. Coconut donuts. Ooh, that sounds interesting, Gary. Very interesting. I had plans yesterday to get underneath the house and with the landlord and bring in a new cable, hardwire cable for the internet from the front room into here. But you wouldn't dream of it. You know, you have things planned out for the future and everything worked out. And guess what we end up having this weekend? Yeah, those flooding rains returned again. So I think it's going to put it on hold for a week. And I think I'm going to go and get one of those waterproof overalls and go sliding underneath the mud next weekend, hopefully. The weather looks like it may clear in about an hour or so, and what I would like to do once the weather clears, I went for a drive yesterday around Port Kembla. Some of you guys have been following our streams. I have done a walk down to the local depot, and I spied something that hasn't been down in this area for a very long time, and there is 2 electric locomotives sitting at the depot. They're the 86 class, which is the last of the electric engines. One in the original colour scheme and the other one in the front rail blue. So I'm hoping to get up there after lunch today and grab some photos. There's a lot of engines in at the moment, so it looks like there is actually track work happening around the area. So I do want to go and get some photos of what we got in there. G'day, Joe. How are you? And trying to get a bit more content for my Fun Day Fridays as I'm almost out of content. With the showstopper not getting around a bit, not getting around that much, not being videotaping any content. Travel's been very restricted, so you can imagine you can only have so much until you start running out, and that's the situation I got at the moment. So I've got to get out and about. G'day, Dwight. How are you? It's all right, mate. You're welcome to be late as long as you can. As long as you bring in the donuts, you're fine. someone teaching you something. Did you learn anything? Right. Yeah, we always learn something new every day. Well, the way I look at it, we're not experts. Once you start saying you're an expert, I'm sorry, but yeah, we always learn something. I'm a firm believer that we always learn something new every day from someone else. Everyone's got a different technique, good or bad, doesn't matter. We can always learn from it. So I'm going to add the link to come up in the chat here if anyone wishes to come on. I'm going to try to stream from this bedroom. The Wi-Fi is going up and down like a yo-yo. Getting interference. I don't know whether it's weather or whatnot. Now, done a little bit on the layout this week. I've had a hectic week. Actually 2.5, 3 weeks have been flat out dealing with personal issues. This week I managed to. G'day Thomas, how are you, buddy? How are you, champion? If you see the link there, you're welcome to come on if you want, Thomas. I finished down the far end now. See if I can swap cameras. I'm not going through ABS at the moment, so just bear with me. No, that's not the one I want. As you see, it's a mess in there. Is it this one? Yep. You can just see it here. So it doesn't zoom in, but this area here is done now. So that's all finished. That's pretty much all done and ready to go. My next step's going to be working right here next to where I am. G'day Sparky, how are you? Roundhouse is going to come out now and redo all this side here. And while the roundhouse is up, I'll start preparing the next level that's going to be coming up here. So I'm going to try to make it a busy week. I want to try to get as much as I can this week. I am having still problems with my right hand. My thumb is getting worse and worse. We've got someone here. Let's say hello to him. G'day, Frank. How are you? Welcome
I'm doing all right.
So this week I'm trying to.
I'm doing okay.
I'm going to
Except
slowly
for my elbow.
Did you fight with the missus and the missus won, didn't she? You had a fight with the wife. It's you. Yeah.
Something's echoing. I can't make out anything you're saying.
It's gone now. I did hear it before, but it's gone now.
Oh, okay. Well, except for the elbow there, I'm doing okay.
Do you have a fight with the wife and the wife won?
No, I had a fight with a table.
Oh, and the table won.
For some reason, it's repeating back to me what I say to you, like 15 seconds later.
Be nice, Sparky. Oh, jeez. I started already. Yeah, we have echoes in our head too. So, yeah. Yeah, nothing worse than when you
Let
injure
me let
yourself.
me leave and come back out because I
Okay.
see your lips moving and then words don't come out for another 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. Lost in cyberspace. Um, yeah, so I'm getting injection this week in that cortisone injection in that thumb this coming week, but I'm still going to try to get as much as I can done here. Start expanding. Oh, here he is. He's back again. Take two for Frank.
Yeah, see, it's
Any
still
better?
doing it, Artie. I don't know if it's your internet or what, but it's still doing it. Hold on a second.
Well, that's the case. Is anyone else having issues with me coming through to you or not?
It's because I had YouTube playing in the background.
Ah, that might explain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I end up having to shut down everything on this computer and the main computer, so I don't have any interference with my screen. Um, not having problems with the bandwidth. Um, hey, Martin, how are you? Because we actually found out we're having issues. I'm not the only one that's having issues with the internet in within my area and my street. Because what's been happening is Gary or Creepy, he would know about it. There was a thing going on here where the government paid for contractors to put in this new NBN cable for our broadband. And whoever the contractors were in this area has billed it that they've been installed.
Hmm.
And well, they opened up, cleaned up the pits, and they found out the old copper wire, the old original copper wire from back when they put the phone lines in, is still there, and that's what our internet's running on. And of course, the cable is very fragile and very brittle. And when they worked out the front here, and putting new boxes and that, they've made our internet just a little bit worse. But they are in the process of putting the proper cables in.
Well,
And
here in the States, Verizon says that it's 100% fiber
Hello,
optic.
everybody.
Hey, Daryl. Says it's a 100% fiber optic network. And for the most part on the poles it is, but once it hits your house, you're going back to coax. So I don't see where they're getting their 100% thing at, because it slows down as soon as you hit the coax to your house. So,
well, that's the same here. Like it was meant to be 100% in our area, especially my area, because we've got the high school up the road here.
right.
Because they want all the high schools and businesses to have the optical fiber cables in first and then the residents. But it wasn't in the ground. I mean, when they opened up the pit up the front, because I was having issues on someone's stream, I think it was Daryl's or somebody's stream on a Monday it was, or your Sunday stream, and I went out to have a look, and
Hmm.
there's no green cable in the ground.
So yeah, Artie, I noticed on your layout you put a couple pictures up there earlier. You have a nice background. Is there, Daryl? I can't see behind you. Is there a background on your layout there?
Yeah, it's called Blue Sky.
Okay. So I finally bit the bullet and spent the money on a how the heck do I get to the settings here? Camera. Or how the heck do I flip it? I don't know.
G'day Wigwag, g'day FL, Roro Dog.
Hello,
Let's
everybody.
see.
But I actually,
Go ahead, Frank.
I'm gonna have to flip my phone around, I guess. But I actually bit the bullet.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, that's from that trainjunkie.com. So it goes all the way over there. So
I like that.
Where did you say that was from, Frank?
trainjunkies.com. That
Okay.
I was gonna get one from Trackside Scenery, and he has really nice ones too. But it doesn't seem like his have any depth to them like that. Has the distant mountains, and they get fader and fader. You know, they fade out into the distance. His look like they're just flat. They're
I see.
I like
they're really pretty photo quality images he has, but they gave it no depth, and his were more expensive. Which that was just two reasons to go with this guy. But I ordered 31 feet of it. So
See, with my backdrop, if you have a look to my left here, you see a shade of blue.
mm-hmm.
And I've got two different shades of blue on my background. And I'll use the blue before I put the backdrop in. I used, I tried it, as we all know, it's hard to get the right coloured blue from the sky. So what I ended up doing was, thanks to one of the hardware stores nearby, they had some colours there, and there's one that I picked, two that I picked up. One is Harbour Blue, and I think it's made by Dulux, and the other one is called High Blue, right? And what I've done is, and it matches, the colour matches our sky during the spring, summertime on a nice crisp clear day. And I use the Harbour Blue on the bottom, and then I'll gradually blend it up into the high blue at the top, and it gives it a nice effect. If you have a look where the tower is, you can't really pick it, but there's actually two shades in there. On this area here.
Yeah, I had painted with three shades: a really light, a medium, and a little bit darker blue, and tried to blend them together before, and it worked out okay. But I wasn't happy with it because it still looked like a there's the boards I took off.
Right.
So I wasn't happy with it. I said I wanted some depth to it because it is a U-shaped dog bone in there, and I wanted it to disappear into the corners and whatnot.
But that backdrop there got's very, very nice. I mean, we'll have to have a look at that. So,
well, he offers all kind of transitions to fields and everything else, but I didn't want that. I just wanted mountains, and I asked him. I said, "Can I have 31 foot of the mountains?" And he said, "Yeah, if you don't mind the image repeating itself." I said, "Not really, because I have mountains to hide. You know, some of it'll break it up." But what he actually did without telling me, and I'm glad he did it, is halfway through the run, he reversed the image.
Oh, cool.
So it looks like the one mountain's longer, and where it ends is hidden behind the mountain, so you can't see it. And it looks like a total different backdrop all the way around. So I guess he was thinking better than me. He just said, he's not going to like this repeat. Watch me do this.
I don't know if he can, Creepy. I haven't got him as a moderator.
Who?
I'll have to do that a little later. Creepy was just saying he put his link up. I think that's the same guy that Jason uses, isn't it?
I think it was. So that's so creepy. So you know what that is? It's trainjunkie.com. Spell with an IE.
Let's see.
And he has a bunch of them, not just the fall. He has desert and coast and all that other stuff too. So, and Daryl, is it real hot over there?
That with a Y or IE?
Yeah, no, it's super hot. It's about 117 here in the garage.
Yeah, that's what I heard on the news today. I was watching NBC World News. I was like, holy crap. Hey,
Yeah.
I already sent Daryl some of that water over there. They need it.
Right. Yeah, I just, I was on
I
I
wish
was
I
on
could.
Barry's live stream, and Dwight was still having some problems. He has the same switches that I use, so I tried to get up on Jerry's stream, but he wasn't using StreamYard. So I just kind of got set up real quick, and I told Jerry, "Hey Jerry, I'm going to go live for a little bit because I don't want to impede on anybody else's live, you know." So I went live for Curly, and I just put for Dwight, and a lot of people are like, "Can I watch, or is this just for Dwight?" So I gave him a quick intro on how I do it, and it said, well, let's see, what did he say in here? It said it helped me a lot. It was as simple and easy, and it really is. And like I said, this is not how I recommend everybody to do their switches. This is just how I do it. This is how it's worked for me for all these years. You could see it on my layout. My trains run double main line. They don't skip a beat. They run 12, 13 switches on each side. It's not a big deal. So I just went live for him for about a half an hour and showed him how. And that was it. Because if I was to do a video, it would take me a couple hours to film, then a little bit to edit, and then post it. And that way I could look in that way I could ask Dwight on the screen, Dwight, you have any questions? Wait for him to ask questions. With a how to, he can't rebut really to me right then and there. So anyways.
Anybody got any thoughts?
Hang on, guys. I'm going to change rooms, so you guys keep talking.
Anybody got any thoughts on this thing here? Because is it a gimmick, or is it going to work once I put a decoder in it? That's at the Paul track cleaner.
They kind of look the same.
Yeah, they are the same. Does it work good? Oh yeah, except for the stripes there. Yeah. So does it work good? He got his mic off and don't even realize.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just use your simple car that's got a pad, interchangeable pad. I dump CR2 to CR2-6 on it, and I let it run. Occasionally I'll use alcohol, but I find that the CR product works way better.
Yeah, the CR does work better. I use it myself. Actually, what I do, you ever see those dust monkeys that go on the axles of the cars? I will spray. Let me show you.
Hang on, guys. I need to change rooms. I'm having internet issues here, so I'm just going to go back up near the modem. So just bear with me for a sec, guys.
That's fine, Artie.
That's good. Go ahead, Artie. So I have a box car that has the spring-loaded thing that it's slightly abrasive, whatever. It's supposed to clean the track, and I follow behind it with this caboose, and it has one of those dust monkeys on the axle.
Yeah.
I spray that dust monkey down with the CRC and let it wipe it around, and you can see just from yesterday's.
Yeah. Now I want everybody to see that. Show that again, Frank. Okay. Everybody who's looking at Frank's screen, you see the blackness on his pad. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Because that actually is what's giving your locomotives continuity.
Yep.
Now, I can go on the back of my layout and take a finger and wipe it, and it'll be black. If I'm just starting to learn this is not really way to use. I was heavily relied upon alcohol, and then years and years and years ago, I saw somebody using the CR26, and they said, leave the blackness on it. Leave it. That's what it's for. It's supposed to be that way. And that's what gives your trains continuity. That's what I give to most of my trains, running around for a couple hours.
Yeah,
The tracks are being the engine, the wheels are actually getting continuity to it because of that stuff.
it's
I also
the
use
problem.
it
The
in my
problem
point.
you get, the main problem it leads with track problems is plastic wheels on your rolling stock.
Right. Gosh,
So-
I've never seen plastic wheels on a. I've never seen plastic wheels in years. Do they still make cars with plastic wheels?
They do, the cheaper ones, and I have a bunch of older stuff that I've switched out. I think I've bought maybe 400. Those boxes, they come in 100 in a box. The Intermountain wheels.
That's what I use.
Yeah, and so I'll use the truck tuner. I think I've swapped out 400 wheel sets because I like some of the old stuff, like the old Tyco flat car with the tractors on it. I remember that from when I was a kid. So I swapped those out, put KD couplers on it, metal wheels. But yeah, those plastic wheels, boy, do they gunk up. Next thing you know, the car's bumping up and down. And
Right. Right.
yeah, even this one, I put the Intermountain wheels on. Here's another hint for those dust monkeys. If you really want it to wipe good, put a 1/4 inch weight on the other side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's a little different. It doesn't it doesn't move. It's a lot different.
Yeah, that just rides on top of the wheels. And
Yeah. Let me see. Let me go get mine.
Sorry about that, folks. We're getting a lot of interference with the Wi-Fi, and the rooms are not that far apart. But as I said, we're just having dealings. I'll have it improved shortly. Yeah, I use those dust monkeys on pretty much every train that I have, and there's this lubricant, a conductive lubricant that I get from Fleischmann, and I put it on the pads, and as the train goes along, it keeps the track reasonably clean. Now I got 3 of those Atlas track cleaning machines, and the way I've got it, I got the first one that goes along. It works as the vacuum. It cleans up all the dust off it and gravel and whatnot on it.
that's the main reason I bought it, was for the vacuum.
Yeah. Oh, the vacuum works pretty well in it. Sometimes it works a bit too well. If you never vacuumed inside your tunnel, it will, under the bottom, because you've got a little hole in it, it'll clog up with dust and it won't suck through anymore. And it has happened on one of the clubs where I went to in Sydney. We went through the tunnel and they just kept on clogging up with the dust. But the way I have it, I have the vacuum going first. The second one I use as I've got an inox in the reservoir with the fine sanding pad underneath. So it goes along and just smears and cleans the track as it goes.
Right.
And the third one wipes it and cleans it. I do want to have a fourth one that does exactly the same thing again. And, well, I'm making a fun train operation out of it using the 3. You look at 3, it looks like the track grinders. You know, when you've got the track grinders going along the track?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So you're having fun at the same time with it. And
so you converted yours over to DCC?
Yes.
Yeah. And how did you regulate the voltage?
Okay, the way I regulated the voltage, I put in 2 of them. I think I used I can't remember what it was, the NCE one or the Soundtrax decoder I put inside it.
CV5 and 6?
Yeah, you only need a small one. Now, do you use JMRI?
I do not yet. Tom from Tom's Trains and Things built me, because I'm using a MRC Protege Elite.
Right.
So it can't hook up to JRMI. It can't. And that was another reason why I asked Tom to build me a DCC++ EX.
Okay.
Soon
Now,
I
what I've done,
see online.
yeah, what I've done with mine, because I do tend to do fine tuning and whatnot using JMRI, I understand that. But what I've done with the speed profiling, when we do the speed profiling, I put everything on max. So the vacuum and that car will only have two speeds, full and stop. So when you
Right,
turn
but
it on,
it's saying in there, Artie, just for a second, it's saying in there not to exceed 12 volts or 9 volts
you
or something.
yeah, well, your decoder will do that. Your decoder, you've got 14 volts coming into your decoder.
Right.
Now from your decoder into your motor, it's 12 volts. If you
Okay.
understand. Okay.
Yeah, because
I've run
I was getting confused. Some people said they didn't do anything. Some people said they used uh, a, a multimeter and took down from 255 down to like 178, so that the voltage at full throttle on it wasn't pumping out more than the 12 volts or whatever it was.
yeah. What I've done, I didn't do nothing to mine except I put mine on I've put mine on the JMRI program. I think only one I haven't yet. But I set it to maximum. So when I put the address on it, I can't remember the address I put on. I think I used the address, the number on the side. On all of them got the same address.
Yeah.
And you got 14 volts coming inside into your decoder. Then your decoder will actually, it's got a resistor inside that will actually drop the voltage down to 12 volts. Now, I've had one of those now, or two of those now for 8 years,
Okay.
9 years. Oh, no, 10 years actually. And running on DCC, and I have not blown a motor in it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
when I put my background in last week, I had, thank God, when I built this layout, the mountains that are against the wall, I have them in like 3-foot sections. I hide the joints, but I have them, the tops of them, all removable. I can lift
Yeah.
them up in one big section. But when I lifted them off, I seen the ground cover and stuff that had gone down through the cracks. Oh, that's why I wanted a vacuum in there.
Well, I remember Sydney Motor Railway Society in Sydney. They're at Arncliffe Station. It's the oldest club in this state.
Right.
And they got one, two, I think two or AU. Sorry, the rabbit's trying to chew the exhaust pipe out of the air conditioning. They got like hidden passing loops and return loops that goes underneath the layout. Hey, get out of that, you! You go back to the orphanage. She knows what I'm talking about.
Some people make a good stew.
Nah, not this one. No. She's lucky. I don't like eating rabbits. And I actually, when I first got it, and that's a DC, like it was DC at the time.
Yeah.
I sent it through one of the tunnels, which was a bypass tunnel, and when it came back out, it's like it's not picking up. I'm not hearing the crackling and whatnot going in through the actual cage. And when I picked it up off the track, the little vacuum hole underneath was all clogged up with fluff.
Oh.
You know, the dust fluff? And it took probably about 6-7 goes to clean just this one bypass.
Yeah.
And then we went underneath into the reversing loop and done the same thing there.
Well,
And
I seen all the mess in there. While I had the mountains off, I went ahead, since there was no tops and shop back there, but I don't want that to happen again. So I wanted something to keep up on it.
Well, the dust accumulates pretty quick. You have a look underneath your bed if you got a polished floor, and then look how quick it takes for dust to collect underneath that. And that would actually mess up your train before dirty rows do. Yeah, white wall. White wall.
Sparky said, "Hey, Sparky, you are a Conrail guy, am I correct?" I believe Sparky is the Conrail guy.
You can do that too, Sparky. You can regulate this. You can just throw the decoder in, give it. You're right. You can throw the decoder in and give it an address. Runs like a locomotive. You got your forward and reverse, and you can also adjust your speed. You can adjust your speeds with them too. Like with the vacuum. I mean, if you've got some fine detail you don't want to get sucked up into it, you can actually just go half the speed of the motor. Because that vacuum, that vacuum will actually vacuum up the ballast on your track. That's how good it actually sucks up for a little motor like that. Okay, it's got something to show us.
Hey, Sparky, so I think you still have my phone number. We were texting back and forth there for a while. I found this, and I'd like to send it to you, but I don't have your address. This thing is a Conrail 10th anniversary plaque from 1976 to April 1st, 1986, I believe. Yeah, 86. It's a 10-year plaque for Conrail. And if you want it, I would send it to you, but I need your address.
Actually, the way the fans are actually set up in the vacuum here, Sparky, it won't actually blow back out. The way the blade is worked in this vacuum, regardless whether you're running it forward or reverse, it still sucks. Hey, Plumber, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Plumber.
It's still sucking. So that didn't sound right. It still works. So as I said, I've been using it for over 10 years now, and I never had issues with it. I do want to get one more.
I don't know how expensive they are over there, but they're over $100 a piece here for a piece of plastic with a fan in it.
I nearly bought one off on eBay not long ago, the fourth one, and we got this guy here that does the 99-cent auctions on Friday nights. And the way some guys here in this country bid, it's like, what do you go for? About $280. I stopped bidding at 95.
Oh, I'm gonna keep buying them here and sending them over to you. We'll split it.
Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. I'm not that desperate for it. I've got the 3. I'm just disappointed that I don't know if you guys see my fancy tamping machine. I still haven't tried it with the 3. I know she pulled 2 all right. I'm hoping she'll pull the 3, but how it's going to pull it up the grade, I don't know. It might be a downhill run sort of thing. But what I do is I use actually inox to clean my track at the moment. And as I said, I'm finding it. Yeah, that's the problem. Depending where he is, creepy, he'll probably cost me over 100. No, whereabouts are you, Frank? In the US. Frank? Oh, it looks like he froze up on us. Yeah, depending on where he is. Yeah, I mean, if he's in a main city centre, it'll be all right. But if he's in a regional centre, it's going to cost me over $160. Whereabouts are you, Frank?
What's that?
Whereabouts are you in the US?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You should have got that from the Steeler fan.
Okay, well, Pittsburgh to here, yeah, right, creepy. Probably is about $100, maybe 80. It's actually cheaper for us to send the stuff to you than what it is for you guys to send over to here.
I could put it in a bottle.
Yeah, I'll get here in probably about 5 years. It'll probably end up on my doorstep the same time as my GG ones do. A floating container if they haven't sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sparky, I got your text. I'll get it out to you here beginning of next week.
So your train driver's gone on strike, Daryl. I see they come to a standstill behind you.
No, I can just flip the thing down and run them.
No, it's just a running joke at the moment because.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a lot. Look, my wife's father passed away.
Hi, Grandpa.
I'm so sorry to hear that, mate.
Yeah, her dad, 92 years old, passed away. So, it's been quite a few days already, and so with the hot weather and everything, so my addiction right now is just kind of getting on live streams and just chatting here and there, getting on a live stream, there and there. It just kind of helps me clear my mind. That's all.
Well, it does help me out. Like a lot of times I've been trying to put this off, but you know what?
Yeah.
It clears my mind up. It gets so much like getting a recharge. G'day, Grandpa. G'day, JD. How are you?
Thank
it's
you,
like a
JD.
recharge.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and my condolences too there. But
yeah,
thank you, Gary. I appreciate that as well.
Imagine not just Daryl's situation, but the situation with the lockdowns. Imagine what we would have done if we would have had this.
Right. Oh, yeah, most definitely. But here it is again. I was still working. I was considered essential. I just had to take the jab.
Yeah, my wife was too, and I had to take the jab just because she works in healthcare. So I had to take I had to get the jab just so she could come home to me.
Yeah. I mean, even what I do, I was considered essential. So I had no choice.
So the work that I do was essential too, but I haven't been able to because I'm trying to get trying to get all this these injuries all fixed up on the wreck that I had.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I missed out a lot of dollars because they did push to do some extra projects during this period to get the jobs done because there wasn't hardly a soul on the road, but I missed out on it. So, g'day, Dans. How are you? My little family of the electric mice had to suffer in some form. But the other form is I managed to get some trains running, but now I've got to really pull my finger out and because I want a continuous run. And I want the trains to run a bit further than what they do at the moment. And
what do you mean? You want them to continuously run? You mean to tell me you want to run your trains in a circle? Really?
Yeah, I do, actually. Well, sort of. It's going to be a funny circle.
Frank, do you run your trains in a circle?
I run them in a dog bone, but they disappear everywhere, so you can't tell where they're coming out next.
Well,
I actually have switch tracks that switch off and go into a tunnel in the mountain and don't go nowhere, just so it don't look like a circle.
Come on now, how boring is that to run your trains in a circle? I mean, come on, seriously.
You know what?
Look, it's going to be operational as well on my
Hey, what's funny about you say that?
Guys, I'm just kidding.
Over here.
I'm just kidding.
My grandkids were here. He was 5. He's
that's
5
the best.
You know what he said to me?
Frank, that's the best circle right there.
You know what my 5-year-old grandson said to me? Pap, this is boring. It keeps going around in a circle.
There you go. So you just keep connecting it and making it go down the room or across the hallway, outside.
Yep.
Hey, actually, there's a guy in the Philippines who does that. I don't know the channel's name, but I can tell you, this guy's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He just lays down track. He brings it inside his home. It goes out the front door. It goes down the street, makes a loop, and come back. And he's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Go figure.
Hey, Daryl, you think this will excite him this weekend?
Oh, most definitely, my friend. Now you're talking.
Oh,
There you go.
I'll get him going this weekend when he comes over.
Awesome. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Why aren't you allowing him to play with your layout?
He does. He knows how to work the DCC controller
Okay.
stuff, but I don't allow him to do it when I'm not in the room.
Oh, I get that.
yeah.
So that little circle's over here in my office, where I'm sitting now, and he can sit there and play all day, and I can go downstairs and do something. He knows, like he's got locomotives on my layout. He knows the DCC address. I made them simple, 3, 4, and 5, and he'll run them, and he'll pull over to the old lifelike logging mill and he'll sit there and send the logs down onto his cars. So that one view I showed you over there, I took a lifelike logging mill and busted the base off and put it on the layout for him.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, when I'm not in the room, he's not allowed to play with that. He's got.
And I can tell you, Frank, as being a young lad myself, when my dad and my grandpa did that for me, still to this day, I still remember it.
That's why I do it today.
That's right. That's right. They will never forget it because I still don't forget it.
No. Well, I'll never forget the day when I was.
Daryl, I have 5 of these because I remember my dad had this car.
Okay. See, there you go. That's what it's all about, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, Artie, I'll just ask, you know what? Look, people in the crowd, people in the chat, where did you remember your first train layout? I mean, that's a good topic. I mean, it's a great topic.
Yeah.
You know, what do you remember did you play with trains when you were young, or, you know?
I remember getting my first train set, and it was a steam train with 1, 2, 3 cars. And I don't know how on earth he did it, but my stepfather at the time set it up under the Christmas tree. And where the bedroom was, we had a room probably about as big as my lounge room, where Mum and I slept. The TV was there, so you can imagine it would have been very, very quiet to be able to put this thing together without me waking up. And then the second one, when we moved, I wanted turnouts on my layout. Every shop I went to that had trains for sale, I wanted to go and see if they had turnouts. So what my stepfather did that time was buy another train set and had turnouts on it. And he put it underneath the Christmas tree. Now, on one of my Fun Day videos, it actually sees me when I was a kid with my train set, with my turnouts. And I used Lego blocks for my buildings and whatnot. And I was just over the moon with that. So what's everybody else's first one?
You got a lot of them, Marty.
You got Creepy 1966 Triang on a small board. He was 13. Joe Raider 1956. He was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has that one. Unfortunately, I don't know if they survived or not. A lot of my first train stuff is up at Mum and Dad's place, but
so it's funny. He says he still has it because that train car, I did not unfortunately get my dad's. This is a replacement, but my dad's what got me in. I'm PRR, Pennsylvania Railroad, everywhere in there, but he always had Southern stuff. And here is his Mantua from the 60s.
yeah.
I still have it. Here's his caboose.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's all dad stuff there. Doesn't go on the layout. It's not DCC, but that's all his stuff.
Yeah. Then we have. Oh, geez, you had a good one. Whiteward had 13 feet for Christmas present. Oh, that was good. Wish my dad did that. I was always promised a big layout for my 21st birthday, but I never got it. Rick's first layout was in his bedroom.
Mine was a 4x4 piece of plywood for about 6 years.
Yeah, well, mine was done on a board, very similar to what plumber's got.
Yeah.
When he put on the board for me. And that lasted for about 4 years, and I tried doing tunnels and whatnot with chicken wire and paper mache and mind you, I was only 10, 12, 13 years old. I still had the transformer from back then.
Dad's transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that good and reliable? And I bet you what, I'll tell you what, you plug it in and it still works.
Makes a humming noise, but it still works.
Yep.
That's normal. I'll show my old Hornby one that I had, Christ, over 40 odd years, still works. I do have my second and third engine that I got when I was a kid, when I was still 6, 7 years of age, and some of the carriages, but I don't know if my carriages that I had when I was a kid, because it was left over at Mum and Dad's place, whether they still survived or not. The shell did survive from the steam engine. I was meaning to rebuild it, but with the dramas that happened,
Creepy stopped on the railroading for 30 years in 1969. Creepy, that's the year I was born. Crap. How old are you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the year after I was born. Yeah. My stepdad, actually, he was still, I think it was the rigger in the steelworks and whatnot.
Artie, did you say your fifth dad?
No, my second.
Your second.
My second stepdad. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I know my biological. Oh, actually, I don't know who my biological dad is. So,
holy mackerel! There might be twins of Artie out there somewhere. Holy mackerel!
Artie has a twin living at Jason's house, or no, at Rick's house.
There might even be triplets.
There probably could be. There could be. Hey, I've seen my twin. I've met my twin. He's younger than me, but I met my twin.
So Grandpa Rails, you can put his up. He said, I got my first train at 7. There you go. There you go, Artie.
Yeah. He got my first train at 7. It quit working. Look, it took it back to the store. They didn't have replaced, so I got slot cars. I still have the slot cars. I had some slot cars, but actually I acquired my slot car set from my brother. He wasn't interested in them. I bought him a slot car set that those who are into, hey Mystic, how are you? Didn't miss out on anything today. We sort of like.
You want to have a kid have some fun? Go get one of them old Tyco sets where the slot cars cross the train tracks.
Oh, I always wanted one of them. I always wanted, but Mum and Dad wouldn't get me one. Hey Heath, how you doing?
Hey Heath.
Those who are into car racing, the Australian V8 Super Championship, we have the Bathurst 1000, and I went all out and bought my brother this racing car set, and it's actually the track, or the track piece that makes up the Bathurst 1000. He lost interest in it, and he just put it aside. And I thought, no, I got to make some fun out of this. And
Sorry, I'm laughing at Mystics. Put Mystics up there so the whole world can see.
which one?
Double Barrel Daryl.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah, no, everyone's sort of, yeah, I don't know. Everyone's behaving themselves today. What's going on here?
Oh, wait. He just got here, so wait.
Oh, yeah. I know Anthony's a bit tied up. He's got something more important things to do than hang out with us. I know he's going to watch this later, but it's all right, Heath. I mean, it's all right, Anthony. I know some family things come first, so I'm not picking at you as such. Actually, that's another thing I'm doing too. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys watched it. Jean Ricard had put out a thing about a month ago with the hypochlorite containers. Remember that one, Daryl? We were going to have the hypochlorite containers running our layout.
Oh yeah.
Who did that?
Well, Jean Ricard. Now, what he's doing is he started it off. He's kicked it off. Now, he's had it running around on his layout. It's had the diesel train take it to another line, which is commuting it down to Anthony. Now, Anthony's got to do a clip with it running around his layout, going to the wharf or whatever. Then from there, someone else is going to be doing it to, I think it might be, they will be the next one after Anthony. Has the hypochlorite container running around on his layout. Then it goes to Daryl. Then from Daryl, it comes down to me. That sounds right, doesn't it, Daryl?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And then we'll do it in reverse. And then we'll it's basically like excuse me. It's like a relay. And show the different forms of transportation and how long it takes, or the processes of one container going around the world. But I mean,
Hold up.
we're not sending the container in the mail to each other. We're just using the one that we have at home.
Hold on. I have to get. Sorry, guys. I got to get even with Heath right here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Alexa, turn on brights. He was talking about her on his thing the other night, and my damn thing was going nuts. So I know he has brights, and it turns his bright lights on in his room.
Yeah, what's that?
Did I get you, Heath? Did she turn on your lights? See?
Yeah. That's a problem when you have things that go by voice command, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I know I got to go into my app and I can change the wake word from that word, so he won't be able to do it to me again.
Yeah. That's why it won't go down that system. Yeah. What am I missing out in the chat?
You get a stack of these things, you can plug a ton of train stuff into them.
What's them? What was those? Sorry.
Plugs, smart plugs that she can control.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Extending the lease on to the end of next year. Oh, Fantastic. I just wish and hope you can stay somewhere permanent, Gary, so you can actually reset yourself again and have your layout like you did in the last place. I know the granny flat at the back will be available soon, so probably in the next year or the year after, the way it's going, so you can always move in next door.
No, Sparky. You just want her to control the room lights and stuff. Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Alexa, turn on the train room. See how much brighter it got?
Yeah.
Alexa, turn off the train room.
Okay.
So that just I have some extra lights up in the ceiling that it makes the room brighter if I'm doing something.
So, oh, okay. There.
Don't bring Heath up. He'll get even with me.
I know. Yeah, well, I don't want Alexa. I mean, I prefer someone else to be operating my trains, but I won't mention their name here. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I like automation, to a certain degree, but I still prefer to be in control.
See you, Joe.
See you.
Hey, take care, Joe.
Later, Joe. Daryl, your buddy had me go out and get a bunch of those markers so I can practice on my graffiti there.
Awesome.
Oh,
I haven't got any myself because, but I've seen a few people have them, not just on model railroading channels, but a lot of other artists. They use them. So good for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Like I said, I'm Pennsylvania Railroad everything. So I'm gonna redo this thing because I don't use Santa Fe. I'm gonna repaint this and do it up with the some graffiti.
Yeah.
My last project that I'm working on at the moment, as in model building, is going to be that crane that I'm working on. That's going to be my last project, and as I was saying to as I said to my therapist on Thursday, I've got to stop buying trains.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I have to stop buying trains.
Yeah, that's me too. I got to stop buying
And she
trains.
just looked at me and goes, "So how much? What did you buy this last? What did you buy since the last session?" I go, "Not much." But I've got to a point where I've got to stop buying trains, because if I keep buying trains, especially at the prices they are at the moment, I'm not going to finish the layout. So it's so like no more. And the kits that I have doing, I need to finish this one off. Excuse me. It's getting there. But I want to finish it, put it in a box, and then put it away. And don't start anything else new until the layout is up, because there's a lot of work. I mean, I still got to buy some more Taurus motors. I do need to buy more Flex Track, and that's not cheap.
No.
The timber, timber's not that bad at the moment. I'll just scrounge what I don't have. Excuse me. The plywood, I've got a bit of ply here at the moment, but it's a bit thick. I'm going to go and buy some plywood, but that's not too expensive. But then again, it is expensive if I buy trains. Odie added a new
Last name.
Cool. Yeah. Odie farty. Yeah, you just don't want to smell me at the moment. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm just glad I didn't have this shoulder operation in summer like I did with my left one. Because when they had, because you couldn't move out your arm so much and you used to sweat underneath where they'd done the keyhole surgery and whatnot. Even though you had a shower, like with me, I ended up having a shower twice a day. It's still, oh, the smell was so, I couldn't put up with it.
Yeah.
And that's the other reason I didn't go out. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it was bad. I'll go and get my crane and I'll show you how far I progressed with it. So, Daryl, you got the ball, you got the floor, bud.
Oh, yay. Yeah,
So
but you didn't make me big.
it looks like I'm looking away from you guys, but I'm watching you on a bigger screen and the phone's filming it. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you, Frank. Yeah, so everybody had really good answers for the where and when you got started with model railroading, whether it was with a parent, grandparent. Those were a lot of great answers. And like I said, my mentors was my dad and my grandfather. So that's how I got started. But there was a time in my life where I didn't have model railroading because they were just put up in boxes. Because as you grow from a teen or a youngster, you start getting into different things. And but I still always had the love for the model railroad. So I did get out of model trains for quite some time, and then I got myself into. I know this is quite opposite, but which I still do. I have a very big, beautiful reef aquarium, saltwater reef aquarium.
oh, that's my alley.
Yeah, no, and just to tell you guys, I mean, I know this is not a train topic, but everything in my tank is from Germany. All the equipment is from Germany, all of it. The only thing that's not from Germany is the 400-gallon glass tank that was made here, was made in San Diego.
I hate to keep that subject going, but what lights are you using? Using Radions or?
Yeah, I'm using a German type of like that Radeon. All the equipment is all German because the German side of the saltwater industry is there. They know what's going on, and here it is again.
In quality.
It's they when you know what you're doing, and you don't put like it's simple. All their equipment is just simple. It's basic. Everything here in America, or whether it's coming from China, they want to sell you things that you really don't need, and that's the key to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep it simple, you do your water changes, you do everything you're supposed to do, you will have a reef aquarium in your living room, actually living and growing coral. So I don't do videos on it because my wife don't want no cameras in the house. So that's why I do not have
I've dealt with aquariums for a long time.
Yeah, I do not have a reef aquarium channel. I could have one, but I don't because my wife doesn't want camera in the house. So
she doesn't want. The reason why she doesn't want the cameras in the house, she doesn't want you to incriminate her.
So, anyways, that was just why I kind of got out of model railing. But as soon as I settled down in life and had children, that's when I started putting up, train sets, and the rest is.
It's a great way to connect with those kids, especially if you get them while they're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I remember.
But mind you, the German technology, you were talking about German technology. It is sort of like it is and isn't with railways. But you have a look at their model trains, and then you look at it, the quality of their products. There's precision there. Like I worked on a gas project up in Gladstone, Queensland, and we make our own steel here. We make our own rebar for the concrete gas tanks, right? But we actually imported a special rebar all the way from Germany to make these gas tanks because it doesn't flex, it doesn't corrode. Even the stainless steel, they make them one of the best quality stainless steel in the world.
Yeah, I had friends that served over there, and they said everything they do it once, they don't want to do it again.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. When
Now,
you
look,
buy
I'm not
something from
saying,
your loss,
look, guys, I'm not saying that your country, my country, or somebody else's country doesn't do things in a great way. All I was just saying, my aquarium equipment, not the water, comes
She's importing his water.
and the tank came from here. Now, you know, you got to realize this is an 8 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot in depth. This
300
thing is,
gallons.
it's monstrous. It's absolutely monstrous. So,
300
yeah.
gallons.
But in any case, I just wanted to clarify that.
so the big thing that's coming out of the United States, which is a huge big seller out of the United States at the moment, is the inox steel,
The what?
the hard steel, the inox,
Oh.
inox, hardox steel, which is harder wearing, a lot harder steel, but it's not that heavy. It's lighter than Bisalloy steel, which is made up the road here from me that they use to build submarines and battleships and stuff like that. And the industry, that part of it, it just boomed in the last 5-6 years from the United States. But what's happening is now in the steel industry itself, a lot of what they're doing now is they're allowing to have each steel mill to survive specialize in a certain type of steel so they don't overflood the market. You see, all your rollers, all your hard steel, like for your rail trucks and your rollers and everything else like that, majority of them now is being made in Japan because they're the only country now in the Western world that's got a furnace hot enough to produce them and to make them last as well. And they make good train loads.
Yep. They already got, and Daryl, I'm going to drop out of here. My phone just told me it's at 5%. I have no way of charging it in here. So
Yeah, not a problem, buddy.
stay in the
All
chat.
right.
I don't want to.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Frank.
Absolutely.
All right. So here's my 12-month project. My crane, as you see, I've got the back end on at the moment. I just need to file down the putty and spruce it up. I covered up the mistake on the back, so she's slowly taking shape. Once I end up cleaning that up, I'll end up putting this side's going to have an air tank, which I'm going to make out of, you know how you guys got those spruces from model kits. I'm going to use one of them to make the air tank, which needs to be on that side. And on this side here, it needs a muffler, an exhaust, and then all I've got to do is undercoat it and slowly start putting it together. So the conversion from steam to diesel is coming there. So I'm hoping to have this pretty much painted this week anyway. So that's the last project. That's the last kit that I am doing. I'm not going to be building or making any more kits now because even the kits, they do cost money. So I'm going to stop making stuff and start building the layout. Yes, it is going to be continuous. Yes, it's going to be a point to point, and yes, it's going to have reversing loops in it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Gary. Yeah, I watch all those channels. Like I said, I could have a completely separate YouTube channel on my reef aquarium, but I can't. And I got to, I do my wife's, wishes. She doesn't want any filming inside the house. So but I do. I watch the aquascapes. I watch all those. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us got, it's good to have a wide interest in what's going on in the world. Like me, it's not just trains. My interest is seeing how things get made, how things are made, and where it comes from. Why is it the way it is? And I stop and listen. And the only way you're going to learn is to actually go out and have a look. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. So
hey, I
anyway,
got a question for JD if he's got his ears on. Hey, JD, I don't know if you felt it, but there was an earthquake here in California. I don't know exactly where it was, but I certainly felt it. I haven't got on the news to see actually where it was, but there was just a little rumble in San Gabriel Valley. So I was just putting that out there.
that wasn't one of your trains coming off the track, was it?
Oh no, it wasn't. No, and I'm telling you, I'm like a little sissy when it comes to those, man. I was up and out the door. I mean, it was just barely just a little roller, and I was up and I was already through that glass door. Deathly
Oh,
afraid of. Even
yeah.
though I'm a Southern California boy, born here in the earthquakes. When I feel the ground move like that, that's it. I'm out. I'm out of the building. I ain't staying in no damn building.
Yeah, we've had couple of tremors and a couple of quakes not far from here. We actually had one not last year before, just up the top of the hill here, between me and Creepy's place. We had one. Not as bad as what you guys get, but yeah, it did shake up a few people. I thought it was just me. I slipped through it. I thought it was
Well,
just one of the trucks going past.
okay, so there it is. Grandpa Rel says, Daryl, it was in Harupa Valley. I didn't feel a thing. Yeah, it was very light, but it was good enough for me to get flying off the couch, almost trip over everything, get out the door. Because that's how afraid I am of them. Okay, cool. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we don't get too many of them. We do get tremors. Out towards where I don't know if everybody watches. I noticed off the rails that comes on in our chats. Near him, that's where we have a fault line. Our biggest fault line. Yes, you do get some earthquakes and tremors out there, but because the population is so small and hardly anyone out there, we don't hear about it. Basically, there you go.
There you go, Mystic. Yeah,
Mystic 3.6.
yeah,
Yeah.
3.6. Northwest of Mira Loma, California. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's well, what can we do? I mean, that's part of life, isn't it? What's reaching graded to
Okay.
4.1, then downgraded. Yeah, so yeah, I just need to, as I said, I just got to stop buying trains. I know I do got to need to get my Harris set because well, Jeff, sorry, yeah, I started liking trains from a young age too. Um, and you guys have probably seen those little brown switches that I got. They were my favourite, even to this day. Why? Mainly because they were those were the ones I saw running and doing switching around Port Kembla, up around where I'd done the walks near the freight yard. There was the copper smelter. There was all these other industries, and those little switches were working inside from the main government line into those factories. And my stepdad used to take me around and I used to watch them run, and I loved them. And when we were going when we used to go visiting friends from my place and out to, say, where I work, when I used to go past the steel mill, you used to have 2 or 3 of them that used to do the switching from from what we call the Cringilla yard into the marshalling yards, which are the government marshalling yards, used to take them through. And I always used to have a look at how many engines were doing you can say, the shuttle run from the steel mill to the yard. And I always used to have a look. There's either 2. They used to always pair it up with 2. Sometimes they might be 3. And they would just go backwards and forwards all day long. And that's what I fell in love with the trains. We used to stop at a railway crossing, which was between the mill and the government yard. But now we've got the flyover over the top of it. And we used to sit there for hours and just watch them going backwards and forwards. And I still go through there. I frequently go around and do that loop around the rail yards. Like yesterday, I went for a drive, mainly to see this trucking company, see if they got any 40-foot high-pick Lloyd containers, because I want to do a funny video regarding that container relay that we're doing. And they got 3 in there, so it's going to work out good. I'm going to ring up that company tomorrow and let me know find out when they're going to be moving those containers. Yeah, the amount of trains and whatnot that do pop in, it's just amazing. Like now we've got 2 electric engines I want to go and get photographs of. But looks like we're getting rained in again. So, this week's still going to be rain. So I've got to finish off that back room, finish these little projects. Because as soon as I get that dry spell, that room is just going to go bang before the timber work, and I'm just going to get stuck into it because it's hard to cut timber in the rain with the power saws and the power tools. They don't like the electricity and water don't mix too good. Yeah. So, anybody else got anything extra to add? I might call it a day night. Now I am changing the name of the program to the Wacky Weekend. I gone with Wacky because my therapist said to me that we are all whacked out. We're all wacky and nuts and crazy. So I'm going with that. She's a nice girl. I'm going with that name. She said something to me the other day and I just cracked up laughing, but it was to do with Wacky. So I'm going to stick with that. The show does get a bit wacky. It was very mild today for some reason. Daryl, don't you think?
Yeah. No, and this is a 3-day weekend. It's a holiday weekend, and a lot of people are out on vacation. A lot of the people are doing family events. So that's what you're going to attribute this to. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. It's just a 3-day weekend. It's a Labor Day weekend. People are out doing barbecues and they're doing family things. That's it.
Yeah, true. But mind you, I've been having a good time the last couple of days, so I can't complain. Except for yesterday.
No.
But yeah.
Meaning you cannot compare your live streams to nobody else. And you just said that because you're going to change the name to Wacky Wednesdays, and you've had a lot of great live streams with pretty much almost the Brady Bunch, and that's what made me do upgrade my StreamYard, because this last Wednesday I had quite a few people on, and it was kind of nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't hang out any longer with you guys. It was good, but I had a nice date that day, and she was more. That was more important, and she was better looking than you guys.
Who was that?
Oh, the young lady I had the date with on that day that you had your stream. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So
yeah, there you go.
sorry, I had to give her priority. But yeah, yeah, I understand that. I mean, the view rates have been down, up and down like a yo-yo too. But I mean, it is summer, fall over there, so everyone's making the most of the good weather. I can understand that.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you got right now you've got somebody else live streaming at the same time that you're live streaming. So, and you've got another lot of live streamers that are live streaming. So, I mean, you know, but I bank into the holiday weekend, Artie.
yeah,
That's it, because you usually have quite a few people in, and like I said, it's just the weekend. It's a 3-day weekend.
yeah, yeah.
You know, people are doing family things. You
Well,
know,
yeah, yeah. Well, see, with me, I'm just me, myself, and I, and the rabbit.
yeah.
So
I mean,
and
I didn't
she's
expect
not
to
gonna
go
end up.
live. I mean, I didn't expect. I mean, I tried to be off right at 5 o'clock my time. I was like 3 minutes over, but I wanted to go live for Dwight to kind of give him, you know,
So that's what Dwight was talking about. Okay. No, hey,
yeah,
it's okay. I'm not going to get hurt. But I asked him an important question. Did you learn something? So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, and this is true. Yeah, White Wall. No, this is true. No one owns the airway, but I can just tell you, from my point of view, people are not stepping on other people's times, and that's a good cause for everybody.
But then
And that
again,
really is.
but then again, we got people, like, especially amongst the 30, 40 of us on the regular viewers. um, we all got our flavors where we want to hang out with. So
Yeah, and that's
are we
true.
stepping on somebody else's toes? Probably not.
Well,
You
see,
know.
and there you go. Frank just said college football started. You got football, you got baseball,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on. So this time
I
of
hate
year,
it. I hate college football. I really hate college football because I've got to sit on the fence on that one with the teams in my area.
yeah,
In South Carolina. I mean, I've got the Crimson and the Gamecocks, and I'm sitting
yeah,
right on the border. Now, who do I go for? Um, Even though where I'm going to move to, it's going to be Crimson, but everyone else goes for the family members of mine over there go for the Gamecocks. So I'll just go for whoever wins out the two. I think that sounds fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Artie, if you're gonna call it, then
All right, I'm going to call it.
I'm
Just
gonna
hang in
go.
there for a minute, Daryl.
Yeah, no, I'll hang in. No, I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Um. I'll just knock you down in the basement for now. So yeah, guys. Thank you for joining in. I am going to call it quits because I am going to try to duck out and get these photos out very shortly, and try to get some more content for me Fun Day Friday. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the show. Sorry, it's not in my training room. I am going to try to get that sorted out within next week, so I can stream out the room again. And until my stream, we'll catch you all in everybody else's live shows through the week. Have fun and stay safe. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.